Prepare yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 181. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this sharpened Thursday evening, Earth date, January 24th, 2019. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock. With me, as always, is my co-host, Brandon Full. Say hello, Brandon.
Hello, Remington. Hello, Internet. Look at me projecting.
I just told Brandon that he doesn't project very well, so now he's like, look at me, I'm Brandon, I'm projecting. He's like, I'll show you wrong, you fat piece of shit.
I heard such a great insult today, and I totally forgot what it was.
Oh, no.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
It was like piece of shit.
Yeah.
It was just something like that.
Fat sack of fat. Hey, chillin', what's up? Mongoose, how's it going?
Oh, hey. That's the person I told to join on.
Oh, dropping the biddies. Thank you so much. That's a good way to start a stream. Thanks, chillin'. Biddies are cents.
Okay.
He's throwing pennies at me.
Okay.
Like a fine hooker.
Okay.
Or a stripper.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Stripper, hooker, same thing.
I don't think they are.
Well, I mean, sometimes they are.
They can be.
They can
Good
be.
point.
Yeah.
It's like how
That's just diversification.
it's like how all rectangles are squares, but not all squares are rectangles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But sexual.
Brandon thinking real hard about that.
I'm lost on that one.
A rectangle doesn't have to have equal lengths, but a square does.
Mm-hmm.
But a square can still be a rectangle because a rectangle can have equal
I think Brandon.exe has stopped working.
Yeah, I'm
lengths.
lost.
So also with us today, if you haven't noticed, we have a third.
Hi.
This is Bucky.
Hi.
If you haven't met Bucky before, you're not missing anything.
You're really not.
Welcome to the show, Bucky.
So
Yay.
hard to do with a straight face. Bucky's one of those guys that you like being mean to, but you feel bad immediately afterward.
That's a recent development in my life.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because when I was younger, people were just always mean to me and didn't care.
Oh, well, I like you.
Someone finally said it.
Remember, Bucky, orbit the mic, lower the
No.
pop shield so your face is
I'm gonna
on
sit
camera
like this.
and have fun.
I'm gonna sit like this the entire stream.
Oh, Steve's excited to see you. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Bucky, sit up.
No,
Sit up, fucker.
no, my face is ugly today.
Do it or you're never coming on again.
Okay.
This is how you get guests on a podcast.
Yeah.
You force them.
Orbit the mic.
Orbit the mic. I mean, you see me doing it, whether you realize it or not.
Am I doing it right?
I'm talking into the microphone. I'm
Yeah.
pointing my mouth into it.
Am
I
I
do
doing
that.
it right?
Yeah, you do.
No, you're doing terribly at it.
Does
You're
it
like shimmying the mic.
yeah. This is- wait, how does the song go? What? What is that so amusing?
The epic sax guy song?
No.
You just started.
Because when you did that, that's all that popped into my head.
You just started
The
shaking your head. I have no clue what the fuck you guys are talking about at all.
You don't know who the epic sax guy is?
Oh, Chillin just gifted a sub to your friend.
Aw, cool.
Oh, thanks, Chillin. Jeez. Feeling
She's
the
probably
love
never
today.
gonna watch this again.
It's true. That's fine, though.
She only
Because-
watched because I told her to.
Because now she can drop the emote, the little ogre head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mongoose, drop an ogre head for us.
Hi.
There we go.
Yeah.
Just the big ogre heads.
There we go. There it is.
Yeah.
So what the hell was I doing? Bucky, you're here with us today.
Yes, I am.
You requested to come on, and I said, I guess.
Yeah. I
So
was talking to Brandon about it. He was like, I don't know. Ask Rem.
We're very non-committal here at Dueling Ogres.
And I was just like, okay. And then I asked you, and then had to
Thank you.
wait like 24 hours for a response.
I got busy.
It's okay. It was a Wednesday and you were at school, so.
Yeah,
Or-
exactly.
No, it was Tuesday.
That's pretty much talking to Remington now. Is you got to wait 24 hours to get a response from him. from
Sometimes
those
you
things.
do, yeah.
I'm
A
used to
lot of
that with some
times-
my friends.
A lot of times I will look at it, but I don't have the
you
time.
look. I saw you look at it.
But I don't have the time to actually respond to it, and then sometimes I forget.
And then I
Meg.
just sent multiple ellipses and then a couple question marks.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then you responded.
Yeah. Hi, Meg. How are you today?
Professional AF.
Yeah.
This is a great podcast.
This is a good podcast. This is the best podcast. Yeah, that's true. She's like famous people, so busy.
The funny thing is there's a double meaning to that for me.
Mm.
I understand, Mongoose. I
Are
understand.
you famous?
No. We are mutual friends of someone who is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I'm not a dick.
Well,
I'm not. You're right, Meg. I'm not.
oh hey, when you introduced me, you didn't call the undeniably insert something here.
Oh, that's true. I didn't.
Yeah,
This is Bucky, the undeniably adorable.
that was the last time.
Was
I thought
it?
You were changing it up. The first time was the undeniably annoying. The second time was the undeniably adorable.
Oh.
Yeah,
Is this the third
Yeah,
time?
the first time was Avengers Infinity War. The second time was just random after I got a new job. And now,
Oh.
this is again after I got a different new job.
This is Bucky, the undeniably circumcised.
Maybe. You don't have to confirm or deny anything.
Leave the audience in suspense.
Mongoose, I'm sorry I told you to watch this.
Give him the old razzle dazzle.
There you go.
Bucky the Blacksmith.
There you go.
Bucky the Blacksmith's apprentice.
Yes.
But he is working to become a blacksmith. So why don't
Yeah.
you tell us about this new experience, Bucky?
Well,
Let's get this shit show started.
Yeah,
well, the
seriously.
week after Christmas, I got fired from the job that I got the second time I was on this podcast,
Uh-huh.
which really sucked because I spent that entire check
Right.
before I got fired. So yeah. Then I got fired, which turned out to be the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
Because I now found a job outside a little town at a place called Smith Ironworks.
Okay.
And it's a local blacksmith shop, and he's teaching me how to do a bunch of the stuff. And I've already made a few things for a restaurant that's going up in Parkersburg on the south side.
Okay.
So
This isn't you took classes for welding,
yeah, I took classes for welding.
but this isn't really your first foyer into blacksmithing.
No, I've done some things before. I did some stuff in like a campfire when I was in high school, and then
Mhm.
I-
Well, you made a shield. You made
yeah,
a
that wasn't
Captain
really
America shield.
blacksmithing though. That was more cutting out a piece of sheet metal and rolling it,
Oh, okay.
and then welding on some terribly designed handle and arm thing.
Yeah.
Really need to change that.
Terribly designed how? Like it cuts
Well,
into you as you
It doesn't
carry
cut into you. It's just really uncomfortable.
I feel you. I got you. Well, that's cool.
But yeah, so far it's super fun. I've been learning how to use this machine he has, which is like one of only 2 or 3 in the country.
What's it called?
It's a blacksmithing machine. I
Oh.
don't know what the actual machine is called.
The
But
blacksmithing machine.
Yeah, it's a hydraulic thing. What I've been doing is it has 2 rollers that are driven by something when you push a pedal. You
Okay.
stick the hot metal in, you push the pedal, you pull it through, and then you push it back through. And it will take like a rectangular bar and flare it out into like a fishtail.
Okay.
That's what I've been doing most of recently. Because at
Okay.
that same restaurant, we're also making window guards for it.
Yeah.
But
And there's only like 3 in the country?
of that, from what my boss told me, yeah,
Hmm.
2 or 3 of them.
Interesting.
Pretty fun though. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. So,
Yeah. A lot of hot but hard labor.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
You can take it however you want.
Exactly.
0. Cheers to you indeed. And cheers to us. Cheers to Bucky rolling out hot metal.
Ric Flair machine.
I understand that reference.
Woo! Sorry, I just had to do my Ric Flair.
I'm
Yeah,
not doing that.
understandable.
You have to.
Nah.
I mean, you don't have to. I don't want you to.
Okay.
Brandon, how have you been?
I've been good.
Been doing anything exciting?
No, not really. I've been playing Sleeping Dogs,
Yeah?
an old game.
You're just presenting yourself today.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's like a open world GTA style game set in Hong Kong. You're an undercover cop.
Oh, I think I have heard of this. It sounded vaguely familiar, but
I've
I
heard the
couldn't
name.
place
That's about it.
I may have talked about it before even.
Maybe.
You can get it on sale cheap all the time. It's definitely worth picking up.
Yeah. Old dogs.
Is it one
Sleeping
of those?
dogs.
Sleeping dogs. Sleeping dogs. Okay.
Is it one of those games that's just like really good, but it never had enough marketing for it, so it's not all that popular?
It's I would put it at cult classic status.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sold well. It was. Have you heard of the true crime games like True Crime, Streets of L.A., Streets of New York?
I mean, maybe.
It was supposed to be one of the games in that genre,
Okay.
or not in that genre, in that series.
Yeah.
But they lost the title halfway through or something, so they just changed it to Sleeping Dogs.
Okay.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's an amazing game. I've been replaying it, and the wait for Kingdom Hearts 3, which comes out Tuesday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did a 2 with my hands when I said Tuesday.
Yeah. For the
Comes out
listeners.
Tuesday.
Or just showcasing.
I'm just still presenting myself. I'm like a baboon presenting myself to the audience. Just like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm just going to turn around and shake your blue ass at us
Yeah, I
all.
will. It is very blue.
You might want to
Whoa.
get that checked out then.
Yeah, for sure.
It's called As Your Asshole.
As your asshole.
It's a medical condition, and I'd rather we not joke about it.
That's fair.
Okay.
We're very inclusive here.
I understand.
So Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out Tuesday. I'm
Yeah.
super stoked about it. I Googled when it came out, and I saw January 25th,
Uh-huh.
and this was Monday. So I was like, oh, January 25th, that's Friday. I can pick up my daughter after work. I can go to the mall and buy Kingdom Hearts 3 and install it, and then
And ignore
my
her.
daughter
Holy
the whole weekend while I play Kingdom Hearts.
Well,
that sounds
seems
amazing.
rude.
I like how that's exactly where we both
Yeah, we
live.
went to the same place.
Yeah.
We were riding in the car together. It was a road trip. Um,
I was just on the side.
but yeah, you were in the sidecar. Turns out it's released the 25th in Japan,
Ah,
29th in the US. So I have to pick it up on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's lame.
That's
Yeah.
normally when games come out, isn't it?
Tuesdays or Fridays.
Yeah.
That's why I was surprised it was coming out on Friday, but I was like, ooh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Because then I'd have the whole weekend, but instead I do not. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
That's cool.
Pretty
Nice.
much that, working on D&D stuff,
Yeah.
working on podcast stuff.
Mhm.
Trying, like I mentioned last week, to throw myself into some hobbies.
Yeah.
And those hobbies have been D&D and podcast.
So what else have you been doing podcast-wise?
Just spending more time taking notes, actually going over and trying to find stories that aren't just kind of bullshit stories.
Yeah. You're going to change the entire format of our show, Brandon.
I know.
Jesus.
Don't worry, my stories are still bullshit, but they're planned bullshit.
they're
It's hand-picked bullshit.
they're meaningful
Oh,
bullshit.
really?
Explain what Kingdom Hearts is. I've never played or really seen it at all.
Isn't it like Disney and Final Fantasy?
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is like Disney meets Final Fantasy. So you have, it is so hard to really explain. Just imagine a character from Final Fantasy running around with
Mickey.
Goofy and Donald Duck. No, Mickey you don't play as. Mickey's the king.
Yeah.
He's King Mickey.
I understand.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
You have Goofy,
Huh?
and then you have
You're a cute one.
That's Mickey.
I
that's
know.
Mickey, and then
Oh,
you have
boy.
then you have Donald.
Yeah, yours was better.
I know.
And that's pretty much it.
I
Yeah.
feel like that was just Boss Nass on drugs.
That's
I was
Boss
correct.
Nass.
They're the same.
So yeah, it's like a third-person adventure game. You go to different Disney worlds. Like you'll go to the Little Mermaid world. In this one, you can go to Monsters Inc. You can go to Toy Story World.
Uh-huh.
You can get mechs and shit. It
Yeah?
just looks awesome.
That's exciting. Going to all of the Disney franchise worlds.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they going to bring Marvel into it then?
I don't think Marvel's in this one, but they will, I'm sure. Although Kingdom Hearts 3 took like 10 or 15 years to come out.
Yeah.
So the next one will probably never come out ever. I think this is supposed to be like a definite end to the series.
that kind of sucks. Because that's just it. I mean, you can really go forever,
Yeah.
indefinitely. So no Final Fantasy. I saw the movie, but I've been told it has nothing to do with the games, which is true.
What?
I didn't know there was a movie.
The Resident
I
Evil.
knew the Final Fantasy games. I've never played them. I didn't know there was.
There
a
are
movie.
Final Fantasy characters are also in the game. That's what is the weird mashup of the whole
Uh-huh.
thing. It's Disney characters plus Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah.
It plays like if you've ever played Final Fantasy 15, it plays like that.
Yeah.
I've played. The reason that I'm not explaining this well is because I've played one, maybe 8 hours into one.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I don't think the Mongoose has played any
Neither
Final
And I've
Fantasy,
barely
so-
played two. Oh, haven't played any Final Fantasy?
Yeah,
so
that's what
there's no frame of reference.
I have a friend
okay.
who's super into Final Fantasy. That's all he's been talking about or
Yeah.
posting for the past 6 months.
Yeah.
About what? The new
Final
one?
or
Kingdom Hearts.
There we go.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts.
My brain just decided to.
Watch some of the game playthroughs.
Yeah.
So yeah, next week I'm sure I'll be talking about Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
and how
Cool.
excited I am and how much I'm enjoying it.
Or how much time you're wasting in it and you're miserable.
Ignoring
Yeah.
your daughter.
Well, no, because she'll be back with the Madre
Yeah.
until the weekend. So
Mhm.
And then he'll be ignoring her again.
he'll have 4 days at least to do 27 hours of play, which will get him about halfway through the game, and then it'll be good.
I let her play Sleeping Dogs. She's 11. Sleeping Dogs is an open world, hard, mature rated game. But I let her play the driving aspect of it. I
Mhm.
didn't do any missions. I was like, here you go. You can just go and drive around. She runs over pedestrians like you would not believe. Like immediately she got in a car and was like, okay, now how do I run over people? And I was like, well, you just kind of point the car at him and go, I guess.
What else are you supposed to do in those games?
Race around. I don't know. She was like,
No, it's more fun just hitting people with cars in those type of
it's
games.
more based off of martial arts than gunplay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So she was just going up and punching random strangers too. It was pretty great.
Fun.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Nope, none. Final Fantasy is vaguely environmentalist saving the world with big ass swords. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's basically what Final Fantasy boils down
Yeah,
to.
you got it. Dead on. Spot on. That's a happy, healthy child. It is indeed. All right, let's get into some stories, fools.
All right.
Bring me something.
You want me to go first?
Feed me. Feed me, Seymour. What are you going to start off with?
I'm looking. I'm looking for God's sake.
I'm
Jesus
just asking.
Christ.
I was just curious. I'm sorry. I'm going to start off with gaming news.
I've got gaming news then, a little bit.
Okay.
Bungie announces that it's leaving behind Activision to strike out on its own.
Oh.
Is that a good thing? They made Halo, didn't they?
Yes.
They made Halo. They also made Destiny
Yes.
Okay.
and Destiny 2.
So
Destiny Deuce.
they originally started off with Microsoft,
Mhm.
and then they left Microsoft, and Activision bought them.
Mhm.
And now they're apparently striking out on their own.
So yeah, there were rumors that Activision has been the reason behind, because Destiny 2 did not do as well as they were expecting
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because of the microtransactions.
Yeah.
A lot of people were giving it shit and saying there's just too many microtransactions. Whenever you release DLC, there's not enough stuff in the DLC. I haven't played Destiny 2. I played Destiny 1 and I enjoyed what I did play of it.
Yeah.
There were reports that after this breakup with Activision was announced, in the Bungie offices, they were like popping champagne bottles and cheering.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is apparently going to be a big deal for Bungie.
Activision is really heavy-handed with trying to get their games into the microtransaction world, into this profitability scheme sphere that some gaming companies have created.
Yeah.
We've seen it creep into the Blizzard games pretty heavily over the
Yeah.
past couple of years, or 3 to 5 years since Activision bought them. And it's really frustrating because it is not lost on the gamer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
know?
You know exactly what you're getting into when you see those microtransactions.
Yeah.
pop up.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter how good the game is. Microtransactions leave a sour taste in a gamer's mouth.
Mhm.
So,
That's
the quick question is, do they retain the IPs? Who's left or stuck with Activision now? So Blizzard primarily is definitely one of them. I think they have a lot of sports IPs as well.
Yeah. Bungie gets to keep Destiny.
is that it?
Oh,
What about
really?
Halo?
Well,
Microsoft
Microsoft owns
Oh,
Halo.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard Halo 5 was just terrible.
Yeah.
From my understanding, they like the people who made Halo 5 didn't realize that Master Chief was the main character of the series.
Master Who now?
Exactly.
Who's
Master
a what
Chef.
chief?
Huh?
Who Chief McWhat Pants?
So they have a roadmap for Destiny 2
Mm-hmm.
that they were going to follow up until I think 2020.
Okay.
That has been kind of thrown into turmoil because this Activision split has happened like now.
Okay.
But Bungie has come out and said, don't worry, we still have plans for Destiny. We're still going to support it. We have ideas for new IPs also, but we're still going to continue to support Destiny. And there's some surprises that are coming down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be cool if they got rid of microtransactions, because it's one thing if you have a DLC for a game that adds a story and areas and stuff like that. But as soon as it's just like, oh, this is a DLC. Oh, what does it do? You get this armor and these weapons. It's not a DLC. That's a microtransaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things Destiny 2 did that had a lot of people up in arms, myself included, and I didn't even give a shit about Destiny 2, is you could get shaders for your armor.
Yeah.
So you could be like, oh, I want to turn my armor green. I got some new armor. They were one use. You didn't unlock a color and then have that color again.
Yeah,
you use that color once. It's used up if you want to shade something else. If you get new cool armor, you want to do turquoise. You have to rebuy turquoise again.
Wow.
And how much were those a pop?
I think like $2 a piece.
That's so not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's like
insane.
That was almost the deal with Assassin's Creed Origins, I remember. I played that a lot, and it had the season pass you got with it. But the season pass didn't account for every sort of DLC they came out with.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the big story DLCs it worked on, but then it was just like, oh, here's this weapon and armor pack that is like this special thing. Oh, it's DLC, right? Ubisoft is like, yes, it's DLC. Is it under the season pass? No.
Yeah.
So you have to spend $5, $8, $10 on this thing that really it's not worth it.
That's what they did with Destiny 2, and I think they even did it with Destiny 1.
Mm-hmm.
People bought the season pass, and they were like, okay, all this DLC came out, all this stuff came out.
Mm-hmm.
That was season 1.
Yeah.
If you guys want the new stuff, you got to buy the season pass for season 2. We didn't mention that before? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
I just hate microtransactions so much.
Yeah.
I don't even play that many games. And when I see microtransactions, it just immediately turns me off of the game.
Yeah. I've learned to live with them. I just don't necessarily interact with them. Like I play a mobile game, and mobile games are lousy with microtransactions. And there's a lot of stuff there, and I have spent some money on it. Yeah. But by the same token, I could not and be just fine.
Yeah. Part of me is more understanding of why they do it with mobile games. I still don't like it with mobile games, but part of me is more understanding of it. Because it's just like, oh, who's playing mobile games most of the time? Kids. What are they going to do? If they see, oh, it's going to take me 8 hours to build this thing in Clash of Clans, or, oh, I can pay 3 gems and get it now. Oh, how much are 3 gems? Oh, you can't buy 3 gems. You can pay $10 to get 500 gems, though.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that. So, I understand why. I don't like that they do it that way.
Yeah.
But I understand why they do it. But
and it's not just kids. I mean, people want
I know
it now.
plenty of people who do that too.
Yeah. There have been a couple of times in this game that I was playing. My fortress is up to level 15, and to go to level 16, it'll take like 3 days.
Yeah.
Like once I actually get
that's to just 3 days of just building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if I can, drop 1,200 gems to do it right then it doesn't tie up my build.
Yeah.
Because I only have one build. Or I can get a VIP pass and get 2 builds, for $3.
Yeah,
and that lasts the month.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a monthly subscription.
Wow.
So you get 2 builds, and then every day you get like 3 to 5 gems and free tickets because they're little levels.
Mm-hmm.
So there's regions, and each of those regions have little mini games that you can play through, and it's just a gem destruction game.
Yeah.
So I destroy the gems, and that sends troops up, and it kills the bad guys, right? Kills the monsters. You can bypass that, get the stuff from killing the monsters at the end using the tickets that you can get from the VIP. So you have to use the tickets
to get the stuff from the monsters?
No, that's just to not have to sit through and play the gem game.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's a way to just skip it.
To skip any sort of playing of the game and just get your rewards.
Yeah, exactly.
To just feed that dopamine.
Yeah. So now I've got the stuff. I can build out the things to outfit my guys to actually take on monsters that it's not a waste of time for me to beat.
Okay.
Quote, waste of time.
Yeah.
The whole game is a waste of time. How are we still in the time period of $1 per hour of gameplay? How do these DLC packs measure up in increasing the playable lifespan of the main game? Pokemon Go players are spending more than $2 million per day. I believe that.
Per day?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Well, how many people
It's
play
not-
Pokemon Go? A lot. Still.
It's not as popular here, I feel like, but it's popular in a lot of places.
You'd be surprised. In Marietta, there's a huge group of
Oh,
people
yeah, I'm
that
sure.
every weekend go out.
That's
and
because it's a
do
college
stuff.
town and everybody walks around. Everything's right there.
Yeah.
Going back to this one, are we still in the time period of $1 per hour of gameplay? How do these DLC packs measure up in increasing the playable lifespan of the main game? I mean, they definitely used
Mhm.
some examples of microtransactions that suck, but there are some that add playability, or DLC that add playability to
Yeah.
the game, that keep it alive, that keep it fresh.
Yeah.
So it's this double-edged sword
Mhm.
in a lot of ways, where if you see the microtransaction, it kind of pisses you off, but at the same time, if it really adds some good playability to the game, well, then maybe it is worth getting, especially if you enjoy
Mhm.
the base game.
Yeah.
And
One-
we're kind of, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off again. We're kind of using microtransactions and DLC a little interchangeably right
Mhm.
here,
Mhm.
just for the sake of argument.
The one game I've had the most experience with DLC would be Skyrim. When I played it originally on my PlayStation, I did buy all 3 DLC packs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Dawnguard and Dragonborn were both $20, and then Hearthfire was $5.
Mm-hmm.
Dragonborn and Dawnguard added a whole bunch of... They added new areas to go to, and new enemies and new storyline.
Yeah.
And honestly, I still love playing those DLCs today.
Right.
So I definitely got my $20 out of
Yeah.
my $40 out of those. And then Hearthfire, that I feel like that's maybe more of a microtransaction type thing,
Mhm.
but at the same time I don't. It allows you to build houses within the game. And it adds, like, you can adopt orphans that are in the game. So it adds enough to do something in between your questing with all the stuff you go out and get. But still, that's different than, oh, here, pay $5 to get this weapon pack, or $2 to get this one-time use armor shader thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
$20 paid one time, and you get to go to an island off the coast of Skyrim and quest and kill new enemies and find new things and
Mhm.
have a whole new storyline, which was very good.
Yeah.
If it's well made, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if it's poorly done, oh, here, pay $10 and get this awesome bow
Yeah,
that you're only going to use twice.
I'm perfectly fine with single player DLC.
Mhm.
Stuff that expands upon the game, maybe adds new armors and weapons, but also adds more to the story.
Yeah. Or kind of
I'm-
like MMOs, how like ESO, which I've been playing a lot, they have that Morrowind and then Somerset right now, and then they're coming out with Elsewhere. They have smaller DLC packs too, but the main ones are those, or WoW has the different expansions.
Yeah,
That I don't know a whole lot about.
ESO's pretty bad with microtransactions still, though. I mean, you go onto it, and the very first thing you see is the Crown Crate store.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I just ignore it.
And like, hey, spend money to get your own pet. You get a little bit of free money when you first start, and I spent the money that I had to get a spotted pig. So my character runs around in battle with a little spotted pig like oinking behind him,
That's exactly something that you would get.
which I love.
Yeah.
I love the little spotted pig.
Yeah. Brandon was the kind of guy where we would go on walks all over the city, and he would just find random bits and bobs to pick up
Yeah.
and would just keep them.
Yeah.
I think the one that stands out in my mind the most, you had a length of chain. You had picked up a length of chain while we were out walking one night, and just you had it for, I don't know, a few months before it suddenly disappeared.
If I found a length of chain today, I would still keep that length of chain.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I mean, hey, metal.
yeah. I
Free
mean, I
metal.
would too. It's just the thing that pops into my head.
Yeah. Lengths of chain, thumbs up for me.
I've been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves
Yeah.
with people.
I saw an article that said that Sea of Thieves is seeing a huge resurgence on Twitch.
It is. And part of it is because it's really easy, especially like for communities like Lurk Squad, Avenger Friends, whoever else I happen to be in right now,
Mhm.
Global Stream Team. shout them all out, right?
You're in
Why not?
multiple groups now?
Well, I've always been in multiple groups, but yeah, Lurk Squad is my baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's easier for all of those groups to kind of get together and play it. It's cross-platform. I've been playing it on Xbox, or Steve's been playing it on Xbox, for instance, and I've been playing on PC. So there's a little bit of cross-platform there. And it was on sale for $30, which is half off.
Yeah.
For a little while. And it's also part of the Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass right now. So and that was available for $1.
Yeah, you can sign up for 1 month for $1.
Yeah. So play this game for 1 month for $1 and have access to any other game that happens to be on the pass, but you'll get to have a lot of fun with your friends if you're buying it for Sea of Thieves. So I ended up accidentally paying full price for it because I got gifted $30 to buy it, but we missed the sale by a day.
Oh, man.
So I had to throw in an extra 30, but I was going to. I mean, I was going to pay it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I had been watching them have so much fun sailing the seven seas that I was like, man, I really want to get in and play this.
Nothing about that game. I've heard it's really fun though.
Yeah.
How's it run on your computer?
Oh, it runs just fine. My computer's beastie now.
Yeah.
It used to be a little rough around the edges, but still held up well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it does a fine job. It even does a fine job when I'm streaming. I know Steve is wanting me to play a little bit later tonight. So we'll have to see what Ginger thinks about it. If she can let me go to play with my friends.
Can I, Mom?
Right? Exactly. All right, so my story plays off of this one. Was actually from last week, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it. Bethesda banning Fallout 76 players for abusing duping exploits and dev room incursions. Did you guys hear about this at all?
I've heard of a lot of crap going on with 76 right now.
Yeah.
I heard about the duping room.
So Bethesda has been busy patching loopholes in Fallout 76 that allow item duping, but a new blog post suggests it's going further and actually banning players who use these exploits. From the post, a quote, "We want you to know that we take these exploits and those abusing them very seriously." The post also refers to players who found a way into Fallout 76's secret dev room, which contains every item in the game, including unreleased items.
That's what I was thinking of, was the dev room.
Yeah.
That sounds really broken.
Mm-hmm. Once identified, we work very closely with our support team to remove problem players that are abusing these exploits, whether that's duping exploits or using the cheat apps or mods to access areas in-game that are otherwise inaccessible and unintended for players in the game world. The post continues. The post itself is on Bethesda.net, so that was their official release. And then this is from PCGamer.com. Yeah, dev room does sound awesome. It used to be the World of Warcraft had like a little dev island that not a dev island, but a mod island where the moderators would hang out. I don't think that they have that anymore. I think they finally got rid of that. But
I know Skyrim has something like that where you can get to through console commands, but that's different, and that's a single player game where if you do it, it's of your own will.
Yeah.
And it's of no consequence to anyone but you.
Yeah.
On Fallout 76, which is an MMO, that would be a little bit more of a problem.
Yeah, for sure.
It like game breaking problem. Like you could do that, go find mini nukes, and then just start wrecking fools.
Yeah, exactly. So it really decreases the playability for other people in the game who are trying to play an honest playthrough. Dev room sounds awesome. They should just hire the players that get in there. You're conscripted. Help us patch this game. and that's just the funniest thing about that idea, Mongoose, is that some of the people who do this, they may very well be the people who are already working for the government and are hackers that are conscripted by the government to do these sort of things.
Yeah.
Professional hackers, just flexing, just getting their flex on.
Weird flex, but okay.
Weird flex, but okay. God. Kids, us kids in our internet lingo.
I was going to bring up that there was a rumor that Fallout 76 was going free to play.
Oh, really?
I saw something about that.
But Facebook. I just Googled it, and apparently Bethesda has squashed that rumor.
Yeah, they were like,
said, no, it's not going free to play.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I wouldn't figure it would go free to play this early.
yeah, maybe after a couple years, and even then the price might go down, but I doubt it'll go free to play.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft isn't free to play.
No, World of Warcraft is still $15 a month.
Mm-hmm.
The SWTOR is still isn't free to play.
Yeah. Bucky, you want to throw a story?
Okay, I have some Marvel.
Don't sound so excited about it.
Okay,
Jesus.
I mean, I guess that's why I'm here. I have some Marvel news.
Okay.
So, the Disney streaming service that's coming out, Disney Plus, I think is the name
Disney
of it.
Plus.
Disney Plus.
They have a whole bunch of Marvel character-centered TV shows that they're planning. Like, there's a Winter Soldier and Falcon,
Scarlet Witch and Vision.
yeah, that, and then a couple other. I've heard a rumor about a Lady Sif show, but they also announced that they are doing a Loki show.
Okay.
Which a lot of people flipped out about and were really excited because Loki is he's a fan favorite character now.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
of the movies.
Yeah.
And everyone loves Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's official 100% or whether it's a rumor, but it's pretty close to being official. It's not going to be Tom Hiddleston, it looks like. Playing Loki.
Well, yeah.
It's going to be a young Loki show.
Uh-huh.
But it could be Tom Hiddleston, and they just do that de-aging tech that they're doing, like they're doing with Sam Jackson and Captain Marvel, or it's going to be like the closest thing I can think of to compare it to would be young Sheldon.
Yeah,
which is like a kid, and then the actor who plays Sheldon in Big Bang Theory is narrating the thing.
Yeah.
I doubt it would be that, but. That's the closest thing.
They're not going to pay. I mean, I know it's Disney and they have all the money in the world, but they're not going to pay Tom Hiddleston to come do a TV show,
right?
An internet TV show.
Yeah, But still, that's
and
where
Tom
a lot of the
going
money is going these days.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah,
Henry Cavill is doing a Witcher TV series on Netflix.
Right, exactly. I'm not saying that it's not a possibility, because you're right. We have seen a lot of larger actors who have committed to these like mini series and stuff that are going on to these streaming networks, and the money is there, but Tom Hiddleston's kind of hot shit right now. Henry Cavill isn't.
He was Superman though.
He was Superman. Yeah, so was that one guy who is on DC Legends now.
Brandon Routh.
Yeah,
plays the Atom.
Yeah, plays the Atom.
In the crossovers, the nods they do to that are just great.
Oh yeah,
I love it so much.
Yeah.
So how is that show?
Legends? It's quirky.
I'm behind.
It's quirky.
It's Legends weird. Is consistently the one. Legends and The Flash are the two shows that consistently I'm just like, this is amazing. It keeps like this. Arrow and Supergirl, like I said in that comment that one time about Supergirl, they get a little more in your face, like politics, and I don't like in your face stuff like that in a TV show.
Yeah.
Arrow is dark.
Arrow's
dark.
It's really
and
good this season though.
Yeah.
This season it is great. The past few seasons have just been like, come on, just finish already.
I guess I can kind of see where you're coming from with it. Yeah.
That's what's kept me from getting into Arrow is hearing that like, oh, this is a good season, this is a bad season.
The first 3 seasons of time. The first 3 seasons of Arrow are great. The 4th season was kind of hit or miss with some people. Season 5 was great, and then season 6 was the first half of the season was really good.
There's 6 seasons of this show.
They're on the 7th season, I believe.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It started.
Arrow was the first one.
Yeah, it started right after Smallville.
Yeah.
Like Smallville ended in the spring of 2011, and then Arrow started that fall.
Wow,
Yeah.
I had no idea Arrow's been going on that long.
Yeah.
But the shows are still great. I'm behind on most of them.
So going back to the young Loki thing, then if it's going to be a young Loki, I imagine it's going to be just a younger actor playing Loki, and probably not Tom. He may make an appearance if they do like a flash forward or something.
Yeah,
or
maybe they could do something where he's like him. It's like he's talking about what happened to him beforehand, and then it just flashes back. So he's only in there a minimal amount.
Yeah.
But still, maybe if
I don't know if they'd roll with a flashback.
Yeah, I know. But maybe once or twice wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
It could be he's disguising himself as a younger kid or as a person because
That's
he can
true.
disguise himself as whatever he
Yeah,
wants to.
Yeah, but
It could
you'd
be.
still
It
have
could
to
be
get
not past Loki. It could be present Loki, but
Well, present Loki's.
well, that's true.
So, I mean, if you haven't seen the movie now,
Yeah, then what the fuck are you doing listening to
what's
this
going to
podcast?
happen in Endgame?
If we know, and we're awful at watching movies, then everybody else should.
this is a Marvel story, Bucky. You might be interested in this one.
Ooh, yay!
The Black Widow solo film
Mhm.
is supposed to begin production February 28th,
Cool,
and it's rumored to come out May 1st of 2020.
cool.
So sometime next year.
That's going to be. I've been interested in that. That seems like it could do very well.
The story is rumored to take place in 1996, 6 years before the events of Iron Man.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see how they do that.
There's a lot. I don't know if I'm excited about them putting a movie in 2006 though, or in 1996. I mean,
I mean, they're doing that with Captain Marvel. It's taking place somewhere in the 90s.
yeah,
And Captain America: The First Avenger was in 1942
yeah.
or throughout World War II. But
I mean, I don't know if this is just like an example of things to come though, where they
Mhm.
can, because they have so much time spread that they can
Yeah.
do, that they're going to be doing movies in the past.
I really hope they don't. I don't feel like they will, but there are some like Black Widow has an interesting backstory. In some of the comics, she's like as old as Captain America. She has a different strain of that serum
Oh, really?
in some comics. I doubt they'd actually go that route. But in some comics, she's like 60 something,
Wow,
but still looks like 25, doing all those weird.
that's my kind of
scissor
lady.
kicks.
65-year-old woman that looks like she's 20.
But I'm interested in that. And then I also remember a movie about a Russian spy starring Jennifer Lawrence at some point, and I think it was called Red Sparrow.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard of that movie, it is very similar to the Black Widow origin story.
Oh, really?
Like almost on the nose. The only difference is that they don't call her character Black Widow.
Huh.
Yeah. From my understanding, it's like they went so far with not doing it that a different studio was like, oh, let's just take the story and put someone else in it. They can't copyright us for that.
Yeah. I remember seeing trailers for Red Sparrow or The
Yeah.
Sparrow, and
It was
really
very
good.
similar, from my understanding, to the Black Widow origin story.
They've also rumored that the Black Widow movie will be rated R.
Yarr.
I can see that working. I'd like to see Marvel Studios get into some, now that they have like the X-Men and the mutants and different characters like that, like Deadpool.
Mhm.
I'd like to see them getting into some more R-rated stuff since they have Deadpool, and then they could cross more characters over. Like, I really want to see a Deadpool and Spider-Man movie.
Mhm.
I really want to see a Spidey Pool
Oh
movie.
yeah,
They're going to do that.
they have to.
They have to. It's such a...
We require them to. We will make it a law.
Yes. Trump, please.
DeepMind AI faces off against and defeats StarCraft 2 pro players.
This is cool.
StarCraft is still a thing?
StarCraft,
is a huge thing.
yeah, especially in Asia.
Get the fuck out of here. Of
yeah.
course StarCraft
Do
is
you
a
even
thing.
know? Do you even know what games are, Bucky? Because it starts with StarCraft.
Oh, okay.
Even if you
never
don't
played
play it.
StarCraft.
You're not missing out that much.
All I know from StarCraft is that I must construct additional pylons.
Mhm.
That's all I know.
It's true.
Is that all I need to know?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all you
Good to
need.
know.
So, a DeepMind AI agent trained on the ins and outs of Blizzard's StarCraft 2 went head-to-head with a pair of StarCraft Pro players to showcase the potential of the Google-owned artificial intelligence tech. Words is hard. While DeepMind has had showdowns against human players in other games in the past, today's live-streamed event, which it really was today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Topical.
Yeah, well, all of my stuff usually is from this week.
Mhm.
Usually this day.
See, my stories are timeless.
Yeah. Mine are not. Mine are topical.
Are they like
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast? Are they a tale as old as time?
Booty and the Bee. It was nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was. Thank you.
It's real good, Bradley.
Mhm.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
While DeepMind has had its showdowns against human players in other games in the past, today's live-streamed event offers developers an interesting look at how an AI agent takes on a complex RTS like StarCraft 2, partnered with useful commentary on how those AI agents learn and improve their StarCraft skills. All of this is made possible by a special version of StarCraft 2 Blizzard released a while back, specifically geared toward training AI agents.
AI agents, that sounds menacing.
Yeah, it does. Those agents play StarCraft a little different than actual human players. For one, AI agents are able to view the entire map at one time, though the fog of war effect still obscures inactive areas. So, unlike human players, decisions about what part of the screen to observe don't come into play. The face-off was streamed by DeepMind today, and though the bulk of matches themselves took place back in December, a panel of experts were on hand to offer moment-to-moment analysis of each individual battle. Ultimately, the DeepMind agent AlphaStar won all 10 of its pre-recorded matches, though a new version of AlphaStar lost to the pro player Mana in a live match at the end of the stream.
Okay.
So they pre-recorded most of the other matches. It won against all of these pro players 10 games in a row. Or, I don't know, in a row, but it won all 10 of its games.
Yeah.
And then they did a live playthrough where Mana beat it.
Should we really be training AI at
Well,
this point?
And that's it.
Especially in real-time strategy.
For those of you interested in reading the rest of the article, this is really just to kind of get that conversation started.
Mm-hmm.
You can read the rest of the article on Gama Sutra, and I will have a link below in the show notes when the podcast goes live, or when the recorded version goes live. Oh my God, words, Jesus!
I thought you did good.
I don't. I lied. I am going to read a quick quote here. First and foremost, the mission at DeepMind is to build an artificial general intelligence. To do so, it is quite important to benchmark how our algorithms, our agents as we call them, perform on a wide variety of tasks. And then for us, StarCraft afforded some pretty unique sort of research challenges that were, for us, the obvious choice as the next step for our agents to perform at a very good level. And the one perhaps that I would highlight is the fact that in StarCraft, you don't see the board all the time. There's this notion of imperfect information, so that means that an agent must kind of predict or estimate what the other player is doing all the time. And there's all sorts of interesting things that emerge. So, what do you think about these trials for DeepMind that are pushing the algorithm, allowing the coders and such to tweak that, evolve it, letting it evolve on its own from its own algorithms, being able to change its own?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on AI in general? I mean, I know we've covered it on occasion on this podcast, but it's been a little while. So.
Yeah. I think that AI is really going to be the future as far as where we're going to go.
Yeah.
And these are the stepping stones to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And each individual stepping stone is going to seem scary. And then we're going to suddenly look at the big picture and be like, holy shit, AI is doing X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's already projected that robotics are going to be taking up a lot of our jobs in the next 50 years.
Yeah.
All based off of AI.
So what we really need are hollow sweets.
Like chocolates?
No.
Holographic chocolate.
Yeah. Like the Star Trek, what are they called? The rooms where you go and they make
Holodecks?
Holodecks.
I don't even watch Star Trek now.
My brain farted. I watch Star Trek all the time and I forgot it. So.
Yeah.
I think the only reason I remembered that was because you guys mentioned it.
Holodeck, Holosweet, it's the same thing. We need one of those. That's what we need to work on before we get this AI to take all of our jobs. Because otherwise we're all going to be doing this.
I mean, isn't that what 90% of people are already doing?
I mean, yes, for the listeners at home, I'm staring at my phone screen. But we need something to get us up and active or we're going to end up like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
all of the fat people on Wally's spaceship.
How many people are going to use the holodeck to actually run around and exercise and get in shape? And how many people are going to use it for fucking?
If I can use it if I can play Skyrim in it, yes, please.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a fully immersive VR world, really.
I would totally go sword and sorcery.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I might go sci-fi though. It's tough. Sci-fi
well,
and sword and sorcery.
You could do either.
So it's kind of like Ready Player One.
You could do both. Yes. You could have a high fantasy sci-fi. You could do steampunk. That's essentially magic mixed with fantasy.
Yeah.
Kind of. You know, old school technology being repurposed because new technology doesn't exist.
I think that would help me get in shape. I think I would use it as an exercise platform.
And that's just it.
Running around.
You wouldn't even think of it as an exercise platform because you're playing a game.
Mhm.
You're experiencing these things. And then, of course, you'd have your safety protocol that would keep you from being hurt.
I'm just picturing myself running from something and imagining in real life how well I run.
Yeah.
And I'm turning a corner and I'm leaning against a brick wall and I'm just like, computer, slow him down a little bit, okay? You're killing me, buddy.
I'm picturing like Ready Player One here.
Get that heart rate up, Brandon.
Fuck you, computer, you judgy bastard.
Maybe lose some weight, fat ass.
I hate you, you bitch.
Quit smoking so much.
I was about to say that.
Don't blow that in my face, fuckface.
I'll see you in hell, computer.
I'm picturing the scene in one of the X-Men movies where they're in something like that and Wolverine just lights a cigar off of virtual flames and starts smoking it.
I would smoke virtual cigarettes.
Yeah. I don't know if the feeling would be the same, though.
Probably
It
not.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I quit smoking before. I could do it again if I really wanted to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm not saying...
If I could smoke fake cigarettes, but it felt like I was smoking real cigarette, like in my hand.
Yeah.
And in my mouth.
Just put a carrot in your hand.
Yeah, I
Baby
could just
carrot.
walk around with a baby carrot like a fucking psychopath.
It works for some people.
No, get a full-size carrot. Like a normal giant-ass carrot. Be Bugs Bunny.
I use Pokemon Go as an exercise program in nice weather. I don't. I drive around in my car.
I've done that too.
Gotta spin all of those little churches around here.
Yeah.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
Like, I have a couple of people who live in different places who have sent me gifts, and it's like, oh, look at this neat place look at this little Mexican restaurant off of fucking I don't know, and cool little taco out front, and a nice little artistic piece, and all we have around here is churches.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do I want to send them? Do I want to send them the Baptist church,
Or this Catholic.
the Catholic church, the Lutheran church?
The Presbyterians.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Snowy makes a good point about Pokemon Go, though. That's like the first step into holodeck.
Yeah. Your AR,
Yeah.
your what is it?
Augmented
Augmented.
reality.
I couldn't remember the A word. I knew it was close. It was weird. It was surreal.
Augmented reality.
All right, bring us another piece.
Do you want spooky, scary piece to follow up on what you've got there? Or
And
do you
how?
want feel good piece?
I mean, does it actually tie in a little bit with like AI and stuff?
Mhm.
Then do it.
Okay.
How we're going to be taken over by robots soon.
Plant the seed of unsuredness.
No, this is what's going to be taking us over.
Okay.
There's a startup company called The Spinner, which claims it can brainwash Facebook users through individually targeted ads.
Ooh.
For $29, you can target a Facebook user with a set of 10 different articles, which are shown to them 180 times within a 90-day period.
Okay.
Once you choose
Twice a
your
day.
campaign,
Uh-huh.
Once you choose your campaign, and the Spinner site has 12 different campaigns, the Spinner will send you a normal-looking link. Next, you send the link to your targeted Facebook user in a text message.
Okay.
When they press the link, the cookie connected to the link bonds to their smartphone, so they'll keep seeing similar articles during the 3-month window.
It's a little invasive.
And what would this be doing?
Well, okay. So let's say Dueling Ogres
Mhm.
may or may not have already bought some of this.
Mhm.
I send you a link. You click on the link once. You check it out.
Mhm.
That bonds to your phone, and every time you open up Facebook, you see Dueling Ogres stuff.
I mean, that happens anyway.
Well, that's because you follow us.
Yeah.
But for the people who don't,
Okay.
pretend that you don't like us, Bucky. I know. I know it's not
It's
a
a
huge stretch.
stretch.
But so I could send this to random Joe Blow over here who likes podcasts, but he's never heard
Mhm.
of us, and that links him up, and then he consistently sees our content,
Mhm.
which subliminally drives him to us.
The example that they use in the article is like convincing your conservative grandmother to not be so right-wing conservative, or vice versa, by targeting her with specific articles that are like, hey, maybe the left isn't so bad, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The fact that they use brainwash is a little concerning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because that's their wording.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's definitely sales technique.
Mhm.
That's all they're doing. It's just using certain techniques, repetition of ideas to sell somebody on your point of view,
Yeah.
which is, I guess, a form of brainwashing, really.
Do you think it's too invasive?
A little, yeah. I mean, I don't want to get text messages or messages from Messenger about links. 9 times out of 10, I don't click on them, so I really don't have to worry too much about it. Even when you guys send your funny links, I'm usually not clicking on them. Sorry.
Yeah. Like when Kevin sends videos.
Yeah, like when Kevin sends videos, I don't know if I've watched a one, unless it looks really funny. It'll definitely work, though. I mean, that is the nature of the internet. People click things.
Yeah, well, and there's so much mind control that can be done just with the media we see, because we consume so much media through online anymore that we don't know who's targeting us. Like, Facebook has targeted ads all the time already.
Exactly. And it's getting to the point where it's really weird when you just think something and then 10 minutes later you go on Facebook and an ad for that thing you were thinking about is on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something that you've never looked up before online in your life. You see it somewhere, like on TV on a commercial, or someone tells you about it through word of mouth, and then all you do is think about it, and then it's on your.
They're scanning your brain, man.
It's weird.
You gotta put that aluminum
tinfoil hat.
Yeah, put that aluminum foil hat on, man.
Yes. I'll
So do you think they listen to you?
It's getting harder and harder to not believe that.
I will tell you this. There is this thought of like, oh, are they reading my brain?
Mm-hmm.
They're not, because you have at some point, whether you know it or not, have talked about this item, for instance, just this hypothetical item. You may have mentioned it. Like I remember when they were pushing Spotify on Messenger, where I mentioned a song. Like Brandon and I will quote song lyrics at each other on occasion, and made a half-ass quote of a song, or he made one to me, and it immediately popped up. So this stuff is crunching your information at all times. So it may grab Lego from a conversation that you had a month ago with somebody talking about Legos, and you're not even thinking about Legos, or you're not looking up Legos, but you just saw a commercial for a really cool Lego build that you are interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden Lego pops back up.
Right.
Oh, this thing must be reading my fucking mind, man, because I don't remember anything about saying anything about Lego, but you did 2 months ago.
Yeah.
It just remembered that you like Legos. So it targeted at you.
I had a weird thing that happened to me one time. I was at GameStop talking to the guys there and talking to them about how I got into Skyrim, because I never saw any of the trailers. I never watched any gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a cover of the Dragonborn theme song by the Chocolate Rain guy. I don't know how I came upon it at first, but this was in like 2012, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it and I was like, oh, that's really cool. What is this game? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, I want that game now.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling these guys in GameStop about that like this past summer, spring or summer. I was telling them about that. 5 hours later, I get home and open YouTube. What is the first video on the top of my recommended? The cover song that guy did.
Yeah.
That made me want to play Skyrim. I am not subscribed to this guy. I haven't watched any of his videos in years.
Right.
And I don't
Your phone was listening.
I know.
Your phone is always listening.
I know. It's weird. Stop it, government.
So the government is listening in, and they were like, hey, let's really fuck with him. Let's make him watch the Chocolate Rain guy sing at Skyrim again.
I would say it's not the government, but definitely YouTube is
someone,
listening.
And it's stop it, people.
There's an algorithm. There's an algorithm that's listening to us right now, and a Dueling Ogres video might pop up on Brandon when he's scrolling through. Or do you still use the Dueling Ogres YouTube sign in to watch videos?
No, I use mine because using the Dueling Ogres one was skewing up your whenever you were using it.
Yeah. It was weird. Sometimes I forget, though. I forget to switch accounts. All right, Bucky, your turn.
I have some space news.
You do?
Yes.
Do you want to do the thing?
You can do the thing. It's
Are
your
you
thing.
sure?
Yes, it's your thing.
Okay, I've got to get up and go click the guy.
Okay, go do
It's
it.
a really far away thing.
I know. Have fun. See you when you get back.
So Bucky is going to give us some Space News.
Lovely. And watch that not be the right button. It got reprogrammed to something stupider.
Oh, that's so far away now. I need to put it on a cart or something.
You need like a stick, like a really long stick you can just boop it with.
That button is
Boop
so
Snoot.
not boopable.
Boop.
Uh,
Just boop and snoot.
yep.
Okay, so
I need to do a plug-in instead. That way I can just turn the plug-in on and off on the phone.
Yeah. Anyway, so I saw this thing about SpaceX. They're in the testing phase of a spaceship that is going to ferry people between Earth and Mars.
Okay.
They're in the very, very early testing phases of it, and there's a picture of what this one looked like on my phone. If you want to look at it, if the listeners want to look at it, they can follow the link in the show notes.
Okay, you're gonna send me that link?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
But
It looks like a cartoon rocket. It
yeah,
looks
it
like a
looks
rocket
very
from the
much like a cartoon
1950s.
rocket.
Yeah, it is
It's
very
like
40s,
a
50s
cylinder
rocket.
with a cone on top and just wings for days.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Let me see that shit while you're talking.
they were testing it out at a launch pad in Texas. I'm assuming it was one of their places that they test things, where they would have done like the grasshopper to see about landing back on Earth.
Yeah.
You get a Snapchat, Bucky.
I know. Anyway, they had it sitting on the launch pad, getting ready to launch it, and it was a windy day.
Uh-huh.
Normally, that doesn't deter people from launching a rocket. They just reroute the spaceship.
Right.
The wind knocked it over on the launch pad. They didn't even get to test it. The wind, it was just sitting there like 3, 2. I don't know if they were in countdown, but I like to think that they were.
Right, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't say one. Don't say one.
Don't say it.
Just like 10, 9, 8. Shit, it fell over. Elon, we have an issue.
What?
Elon.
God, why did he have to do that? Just why?
Just pick it back up.
Because
now.
now that's a thing. Where we make fun of Elon for smoking weed.
I'm laughing with him.
All right, anyway, back to the rocket.
But
Sorry.
yeah, it just fell. The wind knocked it over on the launch pad.
That's pretty funny.
It wasn't a large rocket,
Mm-hmm.
so it wasn't like the
Well, they call it
weight
what, the
of it.
hopper?
Yeah, it was just a hopper. It was testing. It is what would have been like the top stage of the rocket.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because there was also, don't know where the pictures. There was also a picture comparing it between the actual rocket they're getting to, a Falcon 9. Here it is. That's what they are doing. That's what they were testing, and that's a Falcon 9.
Oh, okay.
That's what they were testing.
Mhm.
That's what it would eventually become. That's a Falcon 9. So it's a pretty large rocket.
Yeah.
It probably had about the same sort of capacity,
So the hopper,
slightly less than a Falcon 9.
for those of you who can't actually see the image right now, the hopper is about 40 meters in height, where the Falcon 9 is 70 meters in height. So we've got a difference of 30. Wow. Yeah.
Can
30.
you math?
No. 30 meters in between those two. But the hopper, I guess, is supposed to sit on top of
Yeah.
the big Falcon.
Kind of like how the Dragon capsule would sit on top of the Falcon 9,
Right. So
if anyone knows anything about it.
this measures in at 118 meters.
Mhm.
So considerably larger than the Falcon 9, ringing in at 70.
I'm interested to know what that would compare to the Saturn V.
Hmm.
Probably look it up.
The Saturn V rings in at 111. Is that what it said?
And the big Falcon, the big Falcon rocket, which I think is a play on words.
Yeah, it could be.
Um,
The big Falcon rocket is ringing in
I mean,
at
considering
118.
Elon Musk and how he be,
Yeah.
considering like the Tesla cars, their models are S3, X, and Y.
Yeah.
The big rocket is 100.
Brandon had to work through that one. That was good. Yeah.
It makes out sexy in lead
Yeah, I
speak.
gotcha. I picked up on it.
Yeah, he got there. Bucky.
The big Falcon rocket is 118 meters. So
Yeah.
that's 7 more meters, which would get about 21 taller.
Yeah. So
I don't know how much girthier it would be. But
now the Saturn V rocket, if I remember correctly, the Falcon 9 was considerably more slim.
Mhm.
And it looks like the big Falcon is quite thick.
thick.
It's
with
very
3
thick
C's.
with 3 C's. Jesus, quit
Don't you
roping me
love
into
the
your
internet
bullshit.
lingo? Don't you love it when I just yeet you into the internet lingo?
No, I do not. Emphatically, no, I don't.
Well, don't get into such a big mood about it.
Hey guys, you want to see a live murder?
I need to cover up all of my knives.
Do you just have pockets full of knives?
I have 3.
Who doesn't?
I have 3 knives.
I mean,
on
mine
me right
aren't
now.
on me, but they're downstairs.
Yeah.
Mine are on me.
He has to get out the door first.
There's also a window right there, right?
I mean, there is. You could jump. So to follow up on Bucky's space news, I'm going to drop a little bit of my own.
Ooh.
Last week, we had a total lunar eclipse
Of the heart.
of the heart, which was, it was a giant red moon eclipse, is what it was. I got the day wrong. I thought it was supposed to be the night of the 21st. It was the night of the 20th. So I tried to bust my ass to get the podcast out. And while I was busting my ass trying to get the podcast out, I missed the entire fucking moon.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And Ginger came in. She's like, hell, that moon was really pretty. And I was like, what? What? So, yeah, that was a bummer. But a space rock apparently struck the moon during the total lunar eclipse.
Okay, that's cool. I think I saw something about it, but I didn't, like a headline about it, but I didn't look at it.
I love this first little bit. This is from Sky and Telescope, the essential guide to astronomy. This first little snippet. The moon got bonked by a space rock during Sunday's total lunar eclipse. Plus 2 supernova are now visible for telescope users. Take a look.
Its snoot got booped.
Its snoot got booped. As if the total lunar eclipse wasn't amazing enough, one binocular observer and more than a dozen people with still and video cameras recorded the split-second flash of a probable meteoroid impact on the moon at the same time. The flash appeared west of Mare Humorum, Sea of Moisture, southwest of the crater Bergius at 4:41 UT or 11:41 p.m. EST, only seconds into totality. We don't know how big the object was, though. I've seen it described as possibly the size of a football, but it slammed into the moon within a few kilometers of latitude 29.47 south and longitude 67.77 west.
That's awesome.
And then they have a 4K video of the meteor impact, which I will show to everybody in the chat world. You can click on the link below for those of you who are listening afterward. So this was shot by Will Young at Claiborne Park in southeast Texas, which shows the impact at multiple frame rates, so you can clearly see its evolution from bright to dim over 3 to 4 frames. He estimated it at a magnitude of approximately 7.
I wonder if he saw the rocket falling too.
Lunar impacts occur all the time. Part of the reason why we are safe is because of the moon protecting us from interstellar debris. And that is why
Thanks,
it is.
moon.
Yep. Thanks for taking all the shots. Thanks for being our shield.
Yeah, that's not where I was going to go after taking all the shots, but yeah.
Where were you going to go?
What makes this event so unusual are the circumstances. It happened during a total eclipse watched by millions of people across half the Earth, making it the most widely observed and recorded lunar impact ever. According to David Dunham, who has photographed 9 confirmed probable impact flashes, amateur George Varos recorded the only other possible eclipse flash on February 20th, 2008. Dunham and Varos, along with other amateur astronomers, now routinely use video cameras to capture events, especially during major meteor showers, when the number of meteoroids in the Earth-Moon vicinity skyrockets. So yeah, very cool.
Yeah, that is a good story.
Very good science space news story.
I normally don't care about space news that much, but that was a good space news.
That's true.
I like the picture.
I like the picture.
He doesn't like the news. He just likes the picture.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't go out and see the blood moon.
I was going to, and then I was like, it is like single digits out. I don't want to put clothes on. I'm laying in bed and going to sleep.
I totally forgot, honestly.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I really would have gone out without a coat on. In fact, of course, I'm wearing a coat all the time anyway. So.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yes, I am.
He's covered in hair.
Yeah. I'm constantly wearing a wool sweater. You got anything else?
Netflix is working on a live-action Cowboy Bebop.
I have heard of this.
It's bringing the original creator Shinichiro Watanabe on as a consultant, as well as Thor Ragnarok
Shinjiro.
writer.
Shinjiro.
Shinichiro.
Shinjiro.
Skinny Cheerio.
Skinny Cheerio Wasabi on as a consultant.
Wow.
Thor Ragnarok writer Christopher Yost as executive producer and pilot scriptwriter.
Nice. That was good. That was not very PC, but it was good.
What,
Skinny Cheerio and Christopher Yeats.
Oh, jeez.
So are you excited about a live-action Cowboy Bebop? Because I know you're a big fan of the series.
Yes, I was a huge fan of the series. It is one of the more popular series for anime fans in general. A lot of people, when they go from their childhood love anime, whatever that happens to be, and they see Cowboy Bebop, which tends to have a much more adult feel to it.
Yeah.
And despite being like kind of futuristic, it's real gritty and it's real.
Yeah.
So it has this sense of real worldness that is that speaks to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they cover all kinds of things like mob and drugs and loss and war. So they cover a wide range of topics. And I think that's one of the reasons why it stands on its own so very well, is that it addresses different things. It's not an anime that is specifically, I've got to work on my chakras.
Yeah.
Naruto.
So do you think a live-action version is needed?
I would say that it would be interesting to see at least one of. This isn't the first time that there has been talk about a live-action Cowboy Bebop something.
Mm-hmm.
We have, for a long while, had the rumor that Keanu Reeves was going to play
Spike?
Yes, thank you. Spike in a live-action movie. That, I don't know, maybe could be still under development. Who knows? Maybe he's throwing that project to the wayside to do the new Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Which I'm perfectly happy with.
Yeah, which you would prefer probably.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily needed. Will I watch at least the trailer of it to see if it might be good? Sure. If it comes out and it's just fucking blow you out of the water, frame for frame remake, but in live action of the original series, I might give it a full watch just to refresh myself on the old series, or to see what minor changes they might do. So it would definitely be exciting.
Yeah, it's something I'm excited for.
Didn't Netflix do a live action version of a different anime?
They did Death Note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did it turn out?
From everything I've heard, terrible.
Yeah.
Everything I've heard, it's very not good.
That's the one thing about
Double
a lot of
plus bad.
I'm not a big anime fan, but a lot of the time when you take something that wasn't originally in live action and try to translate it to live action, it's really hard to make that work.
Yeah, it definitely is. And Death Note was a little weird because I haven't watched it either, but just the trailers and stuff that I've seen, because if I remember correctly, it was voiced by Willem Dafoe, the demon in it.
In the live action version?
In the live action, yeah.
Huh.
And they kind of Americanized it a lot. Like, the main character, or the main antagonist was Light Yakami, I think it was his name. And it was, if I remember right, it was a white dude. Like, so,
yeah.
So we have this kind of whitewashing. And I get it, but anime fans are watching anime not to see white dudes playing their characters. They don't.
Yeah.
anime fans don't envision those characters as white guys necessarily, unless they're kind of drawn like that. For instance, Spike. I could see Spike being an American guy.
Yeah.
But he's really thin and really gaunt. But he's also kind of tall.
Yeah.
So who are we going to get that's really going to fit that mark, that's going to hit it right on the nose?
Willem Dafoe.
If he were younger, yeah, I would absolutely 100%. I don't know if he was in prosthetics for it. I think he was just doing voiceover. I think he was completely CGI in that. Although he could pull off playing a hell demon.
Yeah,
he was
seriously.
an Aquaman.
Yes, he was in Aquaman.
I didn't know he was going to be in Aquaman until I was in the theater watching Aquaman.
Yeah.
You saw his horrifying face.
His horrifying visage.
Oh, it was... I was just like, Green Goblin, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Because that's the only other thing I know him from.
Oh, geez.
I know he's in a lot of stuff, but that's the only other thing I've really seen him in.
Bucky, you need to expand your horizons.
I do.
Just look up anything by Willem Dafoe.
Outside the realm of the superhero.
Yeah.
And blacksmithing.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm just wondering who the movie's for exactly.
Yeah.
Is it for, just like with Death Note, who is it for? Fans of the anime are already going to be going into a live action movie with a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
Just when anything you like in one medium is translated to another medium, there's always that little bit of side eye you give it. At least for the average person, I feel like.
Yeah.
So who is this for then? A live action Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, that is the question. And I don't think there's a good answer to that question either.
Yeah.
Will there be people who love the anime who enjoy the series? Probably. Will there be people who have never seen the anime and enjoy the series? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they drop the ball on the writing or the effects, will everybody pan it universally? Probably. You know?
Here's the thing. I ask who it's for, but I'm all for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen 3 episodes of the Cowboy Bebop animated series.
Uh-huh.
I really loved them, and I love the idea of Cowboy Bebop. I love the world that it's set in, and I love the characters from what I saw.
Yeah.
So I guess that's movies for me.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, they made one of Bleach, a live-action one in Japan for Bleach, which looked fantastic. I mean, it looked just like the anime, only live action with CGI, and it was breathtaking.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailers.
And I don't speak Japanese, but it looks like everybody was emoting well, you know? And it's kind of funny, even if you don't speak the language, you can tell if somebody is still a good actor if they're speaking in their native tongue, you know, because you can tell by facial inflections and reflections that if somebody is giving it too much or not giving it enough, you know, and there are a lot of anime characters that are very deadpan, that they have no emotion at all, and they talk exactly like this, and their eyes are slightly shut constantly, and it's eerie.
Yeah, it's like a trope almost.
Yeah, it is. It is very much a trope, but it's also something that really helps to move the story along or to put a point on that character. Saying this creepy character knows a little bit more than they're letting on, or is pointedly making you uncomfortable in some way, just to put you in an ease for the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why some of those exist. One Punch Man is a really good example of an anime character that is nigh emotionless because he's lost all joy in life, because he can take out anything with one punch.
Is that the story?
Yes. And it's fantastic. It's an amazing anime. It's so much fun to watch. And it's fun to watch the character himself wrestle with this fact that he's like, he finds no joy in what he does. He doesn't find joy in being a superhero because he just punches something and it blows up.
That sounds pretty amazing.
So there's no challenge in it for it. And he wants to be challenged.
I think you killed Bucky.
Yeah. One Punch Man too. It's kind of sad.
Or who knows? Maybe this time Netflix could have taken what they learned from Death Note and like, okay, let's, whatever people didn't like about Death Note, let's not do those.
Yeah.
And just try to figure it out correctly.
It's really all about getting the right writers who understand the source material and who will do it justice while putting their own spin on it.
And that's the way with a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah,
the
that's the way
Assassin's
with
Creed
anything.
movie is something I can kind of think of like that,
Mm-hmm.
because it's when I saw the movie, it was very well done, but it was like the people who wrote the script had no, like, they were given a rough outline of the understanding of the games.
Yeah,
And the movie is supposed to take place within the game universe.
yeah,
And they made it until, like, stuff like, oh, this thing that was very prominent in most of the games, like, they had no idea what it was in the movie,
mm-hmm.
even though they totally would have known what it was.
Yeah.
And I still say that one dialogue change would have fixed everything continuity-wise wrong with it.
Yeah.
But
Well, like I said, they're bringing on the original series creator and a writer for Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of hard to go wrong with that.
mhm.
Yeah. Because now, who is it? Shinjiro?
Skinny Cheerio.
Yeah, Skinny.
And Christopher Yeats.
Yeah. Watanabe and
Christopher Yost.
Christopher Yost. It'll give Watanabe the ability to realize maybe some stuff that he might not have been able to do in an animated format.
Mhm.
What that could be, I don't know. Maybe just better emotion out of actors.
Yeah.
Because that is kind of hard to do sometimes in animation, where you can really drive home those selling points. We've talked about this before, but I have a really bad habit of crying in animes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And it's usually in an American dub, but those voice actors, that's what they do.
Yeah.
That is their bread and butter. And they put so much emotion. They're so good at putting emotion into it, people who do voiceover for anime, that the emotion just cuts right through me whenever they're doing it. And it just slices me to ribbons. I don't cry for shit. Like, I didn't cry when any of my grandparents died, except for one. And
Yeah.
that's just because it kind of sidelined me.
Yeah.
Or sideswiped me. It kind of came out of nowhere that I was like, oh shit, this is a realization that has dawned on me. So, yeah, I don't really cry for much of anything.
But anime gets you.
But anime just cuts right through me. It's funny. It's very funny. And slightly embarrassing.
and also, not to say anything bad, but bringing on someone from a writer from something that was successful doesn't necessarily mean that this thing will be good too. Because from my understanding, they went off script in Thor Ragnarok a lot.
Thank you, Rolling Rocks. Blindsided is the word that I was looking for.
And like with Thor the Dark World, they brought on a writer from Game of Thrones to write that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
not so good.
It was okay at
Mhm.
most. It wasn't the best Marvel movie,
Mm-hmm.
but it could have definitely been a lot worse. But when you watch Thor the Dark World and think, oh, the guy who wrote this was a writer for Game of Thrones, you can definitely tell he was a writer. Like, you can definitely
The tone was there.
Yeah, the tone.
Yeah.
Like, a couple of the mid seasons of Game of Thrones kind of shine through with the tone of Thor or the Dark World.
Yeah.
So just saying, not necessarily bringing on a writer from something that was successful means that M. Night Shyamalan, he did how many successful movies? And then The Last Airbender came out,
Yeah.
and it was terrible.
I mean, that's arguable too, because you had the one with the trees, whatever that one was, with
The Happening.
The Happening. Oh,
The Happening was pretty terrible.
that was really bad. What? No, Mark Wahlberg, take acting lessons. Jesus. So does that wrap us up?
I think so, yeah.
If you have any questions or comments or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978-DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres, email us at duelingogres@gmail.com, or leave a comment on the Facebook page like these nice people. Brendan, go!
So we had 2 comments this week. We had one from the incomparable Viscount Terry W. Irvin II,
Mhm.
who said, "Seems odd. You're supposed to create elaborate, unique, difficult-to-break passwords with numbers, symbols, capitalization shifts, etc., so that the passwords can't be easily hacked.
Mhm.
Yet it appears that is sort of futile, as the hackers go in the back door,
Giggity.
stealing passwords and more from the vendor or holder of the data, which includes the elaborate passwords."
Yep.
Yep, it's like a no-win situation. You really just got to do the best you can, I guess.
Yep. Use that two-factor authentication, use one of those password, one pass and free password or something like that. I don't remember what the actual sites were. You can go check on the previous episode. In fact, I forgot to link them down in the show notes. Now that I think about it, I'll go back and add them.
Okay.
One thing I
Yeah.
saw someone online say to do with that was the two-factor
It's a hard word to say.
Yeah,
I screw it up
the
consistently.
two-factor authentication.
There you go.
Authentication.
No, just authentication.
Okay, that doesn't sound right.
It doesn't, but it's correct.
But anyway, what one person I saw online suggested to do was go like to Walmart, buy one of those cheap $20
Jump drives.
junk flip phones.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That all you have to do is put minutes on it. You don't have to make a monthly payment or anything for it. Get its own phone number and like separate from your main phone that you use, and use that phone for the two-factor authentication. Don't give that number to anyone else. Use that number on that phone specifically. So like if you need to put it in for Google or Twitter or something like that.
That's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea at all.
Or I mean, you could
like put that phone in one place that you never get it out unless you had to, till you still knew where it was.
The scary thing is all our identities have been stolen half a dozen times, but they haven't been used yet by chance. Yeah, and that's true. I don't remember what the website was now, but there's a website where you can go to see if your data has been compromised.
Have I been pwned?
Have I been pwned? Yes. It's a real site, and you put your email in, and it lets you know if it's been utilized.
And where it's been utilized from.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 places.
Yeah.
Our other comments were from Negalary, who says, Yoga Rim needs to see the naked pretzel pose. Go to Dueling Ogres for all your left, right, center, and fake news.
Yep.
Actually,
especially the fake news part.
I get all my news from them. Pity me. We do, Larry. We do.
We do.
He also says, I really enjoyed the laser gun sound effects from the both of you.
Yeah.
Only been pwned on one site.
That's not bad, Buck. It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Password is,
Make sure to subscribe on our website at duelingogres.com for new shows and articles pertaining to some of your favorite geek news. Oh man, I almost have to leave it in there now because I'm giggling through the whole thing. And finally, be sure to find us on iHeartRadio, YouTube, anywhere you can find a podcast, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Still looking into that Pandora thing. Are you actually going to look into it?
I have forgotten about it pretty much as soon as we finish recording.
Yeah, I bet. I have looked into it. I'd found it on my phone, a place to submit it.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure if it was legit. I haven't put it into the computer yet to make sure that it was legit before I started putting information in because I didn't want to get hacked, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but hopefully, maybe possibly soon to be Pandora even. But we're on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. We are on, what's the other one?
Stitcher.
Yeah. Most importantly, we're on iTunes.
Yes.
The most used device in all of time, your iPhone. Head on over to iTunes and drop that 5-star review and maybe leave a little bit of a comment.
Yeah.
And it helps to boost us higher on the cool kids list.
Which means that we are seen more.
Yes. That makes us much more seen.
And I'm definitely not helping that at all.
You're being seen right now, Bucky.
Unfortunately.
So that wraps us up. Until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt
and your tusks sharp.
Good night.
Damn, you were on, Bucky. That was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was really
did
nice.
something right.
Yeah, you did a lot of things right. It was fine. Everything's fine.
I was looking at my phone and my brain just completely blocked you out. I'm very sorry.
That's okay. It'll never happen again because you're going to die. Why did you grab your fist?
I'm holding my fist back. That's what that is, for punching you.
Can you really hold yourself back, though?
I've been working on stage acting. That's why I'm here.
Good old ponder.
Indeed. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. Now I have the stuff, and now I can build out, my brain shut down. Hold on.
Damn it, Rem. You broke the camera.
Bill Clinton years, Beanie Baby fever, trading card games.
Pokemon.
You son of a bitch.
Make sure to zoom in on our crotches a little more.
Oh, no.
Got a green screen face sock. Oh, yeah? You want to come on and use your green screen face sock? I mean,
They could make your face my face.
I don't know why you would ever want that.
Neither do I, but you could. Couldn't you?
I mean, no. I refuse on moral objection.
To make your face Bucky's face?
You
To
could
make
put
her
Elon
face.
Musk here.
To make her face Bucky's face.
Oh,
It's her green screen face sock mask. So
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't presume to usurp it and use it upon
Try
my
to
visage.
Put it over your
Do you like
giant
all
head.
those lyrics or all those lyrical word usages?
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
you
thank
did
you.
good wording.
Thank you. I did real good words.
You do words good, do you?
I do words good.
That's good. Proud of you.
Thank you.
You could green screen Elon Musk's face on her.
Entertain them. Dance, monkeys, dance. See, we can see where the respect is because Bucky will dance, but you're like,
You're just like, no.
I'm not dancing.
I don't think so, Tim. Okay.
It's a great
1997 reference
Yeah.
for you?
back to the Black Widow. She's going to be like,
Yeah. I don't think so, Tim.
she's going to be wearing her hammer pants and stuff.
Playing her boombox.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Holding it above her head.
Yeah.
Was that 80s or 90s?
That was 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's fine. It's all the same.
That
You
was
can still hold a
yesterday.
jukebox over your head.
Yeah.
Jukebox.
A jukebox.
It is Black Widow. She could probably hold a jukebox over her
I
head.
mean, that's fair. They only weigh like 180
I mean, she can go
pounds.
toe to toe with Cap, so
Yeah.
and Iron Man.
50 biddies for Bucky's dance. I feel like that, unless she calls you Vicky.
No, she calls me Cody a lot, which I hate. Calling you out now
Oh. Big
front of-
mood.
in front of tens of people.
You're not allowed to make that joke, Bucky. You haven't earned it.
I apologize. I had to though.
Welcome. Bienvenue. It's my French for the day.
It was good.
That's all you're getting.
Très bon.
Oui. You
Oh,
see, you
wow.
got one more. I mean, I know you're trying to be funny, but it's not funny.
We
That's better. What's no? Doo-doo. Hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to go take a wicked yes.
Lord.
I bet, man.
Same.
Yeah, Bucky needs one too. He is ripe.
Pungent.
Stings the nostrils.
Good pungent aroma.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Yeah, let me hit up one more story. We're starting to go long.
We're right at the 2-hour mark for the stream, so
Yeah.
that'll mean about an hour and a half of podcast.
You mean you can edit out half an hour of our gold?
Yep, I can consistently.
Like the long silences.
Yes.
Like the part when you were just playing with Twitch commands.
Yeah.
No, we're going to leave that in.
Yeah, that'll be left in.
Now you gotta leave that in.
Now you got to see the live show, guys.
Yeah.
Then don't interrupt the flow, Bucky. Jeez. You just sit there and you listen and nod quietly.
I was expecting you to acknowledge what I was doing at all.
That's
so.
because you threw me off my game.
sorry.
Of
Your
course
mouth
I'm
made
going
like
to.
apologize.
really loud mouth noises.
Yeah,
Hey,
It was
I'll
like,
just sit here and shit.
that's better. Put the fucking blanket over him to shut him up.
he's like a parrot.
Now I am completely off.
We
my
pull that
game.
off, he's asleep.
Bucky Walker Cracker. That's fine, man. I appreciate the thought, though. They've been dead now for
I
a
know him
year
too.
and a half or so. It's not really something that bothers me. Yeah. Besides, it's a part of life. We all die eventually.
Yeah.
I died a little bit ago when you punched me.
It's true. And I died a little bit every time you open your mouth. For news. Hey, Bucky,
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
trying to do my fucking
Sorry.
exit.
My brain stopped.
Make sure to. Oh,